What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show, where we give you the best advice in business and life. Thank you guys for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. You already know. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys, man. I hope each and every one of you guys is having a great freaking day. Hope you guys are gonna have what's today? Is today Friday? Hell yeah. Today's Friday. Hope each and every one of you guys is going to have a great freaking Friday. It's the 4th of July. All that good shit. Pop some fireworks, barbecue, drink some beer, whatever it is that you do, just do it safe. Do it freaking safe. So this morning, we're going to talk about when's enough. How much do you personally need to thrive, I guess, in this economy, in this world? Like, have you guys sat down and made that decision of, hey, this is the amount I need to make? This is what I need to have to live comfortable. For me personally, guys, I believe I'm somewhere around 150 a year. If I can get up to $150,000 a year, I don't need a lot after that. I live already well below my means and so on and so on. If I can make more than that, then I'm going to take more than that. But ideally, for me personally, with the lifestyle that I want, 150 a year would be fine. Be fine. That'll get me a nice home. That'll give me a nice vehicle. It'll just have me with, just nice little things. I'll be able to take a vacation here and there, do the things I want to do, throw some money back for a rainy day, yada, yada, yada. I don't need to be, I don't need to sit back and be like, I need to make 10 million a year. And I don't need all that. Now, if I can get it, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I mean, I'm obviously going to, strive for more. I'm never just going to do the bare minimum, but I'm not aiming at that target. I'm not aiming for private jets and yachts, and I'm not aiming for that. Now, again, if I see the potential to have it, I'm going to take it. But that's not what I'm aiming for. I'm just looking for a brand new truck, brand new home type thing. You know what I mean? Like just decent American lifestyle. And I think about 150 a year as a single man on a single income. I think that's very doable. And I think that's about all I need. Because I remember there was a time years and years ago, I was like, man, if I could just get to 35,000, 40,000, golly, more realistically, if I could just get to 50,000. When I was a kid, I mean, I remember making $7. My first job was $5.15 an hour. That's $10,000 a year. I don't remember my second job. I don't remember. I remember joining the Army, man. The Army paid me as a private. I think I was making right around just a little over $1,000 a month as a private. I mean, I was probably making like $1,200 a month or something as a E1, because that's what I joined the Army, E1, straight at the bottom. I mean, just wasn't making shit. I remember I was a janitor, not a housekeeper, some bitch. I was a janitor and a maintenance guy at a hotel, man. They paid me $7 an hour. That's $14,000 a year. And I remember back then, if I was just like, man, if I could just get to 35, 50, then you get to 50 in this economy. 50 is the bare minimum, guys, just to be able to live. I mean, $20 an hour, I guess you can make it, but it's gonna be rough. Your car better be paid for. It's gonna be rough on you, and they're not gonna give you any food stamps or benefits or anything like that at $20 an hour. You're not gonna get anything. There's gonna be no room. You're gonna need to work 2 jobs at $20 an hour. Don't have kids. I hope you're not on child support, shit like that, because you're gonna live in poverty, pure fucking poverty on $20 an hour. And I know a lot of you guys are there on $20 an hour. That's why I tell you to double down. Double down and go grab 2 freaking jobs, man. Lose some freaking sleep. Live on one job and save the other. I'm doing it right now. Double freaking down, man. Do what you got to do. I'm doing all kinds of things. Good Lord, it's just to try to get by. I mean, and I'm trying to do it all under the table in my own business. I'm trying to do all these different things. It's insane over here. A lot of people ask me about coaching. Right now I still do coaching, but I'm getting ready to end it. I'm getting ready to shut that down. The only reason I still got it up, honestly, I wanted to shut it down probably a week or two ago. The only reason, because people have booked with me. And so I'm like, well, damn, I gotta fulfill that. And once I see a period where nobody's booked with me for getting their credit fixed and things like that, I'm shutting it down. because I can't keep up with the coaching and then everything else I got going on. You know, it's just, man. Other than that, guys, you know, I'll beat the shit out of a dead horse till it walks again. Let's get to the show.
Once the rent is paid and the fridge is full, I'm good. Everything else is extra. Hustle culture tends to make us forget what really matters. I think once those two things are taken care of, you're already richer than most. As a safe space and food is really a luxury. Once the rent is
He said once the rent is paid and the fridge is full, he's good. A safe space is already a luxury. I can agree with that. Once you got enough food in the fridge, your bills are paid, you don't need a lot. I got a guy, I can't really say we're friends. I don't use that word friends loosely. I know this dude. You know what I mean? Like we grew up together. I've known him over 20 years, but I don't consider people friends just because I've known you a long time. I don't use that shit. A lot of y'all be like, that's my friend. No, fuck that. No, I don't really have any friends. I mean, I can count on one hand, you know, people that I would consider a friend. And I mean, even some of them are suspect. But I know a guy, man, that his name's Jason. He ain't never gonna watch his video. He's so off the grid, but he works at a restaurant. He's been washing dishes and shit for 20 years. Dude walks to work, rides a bicycle everywhere he goes. All he cares about is, you know, playing PlayStation, Xbox, and weed. Like that's it. That dude doesn't care about anything but smoking weed and playing video games. 40 years old, but you know what? He doesn't have it. He doesn't have all these problems that we have. He doesn't have all these problems that we have. He lives in it works for him. He lives in a small little trailer. Works for him. You know, I haven't seen him in a while, but I mean, he's been there for years. Lives in a small little trailer. I believe that he probably bought that thing 20 years ago, paid like, you know, probably $5,000 for it 20 years ago. It's paid off now. He lives in this small ass little trailer. I've never been in it. He walks to work or rides a bicycle to work. No car payment, no insurance, no major bills. And he just washes dishes and does restaurant bullshit jobs. No health insurance or anything. I mean, not knocking the dude, but you can see it within his teeth and whatnot that, you know, and he's not, I don't consider him to be a drug addict. He just likes to smoke weed and play fucking video games. He was that way when we were kids and he's still that way as an adult. And he's very, you know, dude's very sound mind, but he's got everything he needs and he does not see the reason to go out here and chase for more. Some people are like that. So, you know, but this guy, this young dude right here is right. If you're content with a safe space and a fridge full of food and you don't want, not everybody wants Lambos and bullshit, guys. I know when you get on the internet, that's all you see. So, you know, to you younger guys, don't let that control you to where you feel like you got to do this, and that. No, man, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. You could walk away from that stupid mentality. I don't even have Facebook for those guys. I deleted Facebook for those that had me on Facebook. I deleted that shit. I got away from that. For one, it was full of people that I grew up with. They never liked, shared, commented on nothing. I go on Instagram, get 1,000 likes. I get on YouTube, 1,000 likes. TikTok, hundreds of likes. Facebook, 2 likes. Fuck those people. I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? I knew these people 20 years ago. I have no reason keeping up with them now, and neither do you. I deleted Facebook. So for those that follow me on Facebook, you're going to have to go over to Instagram or TikTok to follow me. I don't really post on TikTok. Instagram's the best place if you want to reach me. But yeah, fuck those people. I could care less about what the hell they got going on. And it's not for me.
I just want to say hustle culture is going to be the downfall of this generation because there is no reason why I should have to work 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 different jobs to provide one roof over my head, but then I don't even get to enjoy the roof or the fruits of my labor because I have to work all these jobs just to keep up with it. Something's got to give.
Yeah, you're probably living beyond your means. I actually talked to a girl the other day that was like, I love living new or some shit she said, meaning she likes to live in these fancy ass apartments, these $3,000 a month apartments, you know, 10th floor living. Like you're probably living above your means. You're saying you got to work 3, 4, 5 jobs. So some of you guys out there, if you're working your ass off just to pay rent, then here we go. Here's the answer. Find a new place to live. Get rid of that shit. Dump it. Dump it. A lot of people aren't willing to go to the extreme that I am. That's why I don't really fool with a lot of women, you know, because I know what I had to do to get to where I am. I've lived off nothing. I was willing to live in a tent. I still am. I would go work 2 jobs and live in a tent. I'm not exaggerating. And I mean that wholeheartedly. A lot of people are not willing to go to the extreme like I am to be able to stack cash, to be able to do what you want to do. Like Dave Ramsey says, live like nobody else. There has to be a period of your life to where you do absolutely nothing but work and save money, fix your credit and save money. It has to be a period of that. So if you're trying to live lavish and work but not save, you're going to be in that rat race forever. I've told you guys a million times on the channel, you have to break the cycle. If everything around you is cyclical and everybody around you is paying $2,000 a month rent and working 2 jobs, $2,000 a month rent and working 2 jobs, $2,000 a month rent and working 2 jobs, what do you think we could do? We can dump the fucking rent and work 2 jobs. We go sleep in our car. We trade our car in, buy a van, live in that. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. You live how you want to live. You do what you want to do that's best for you. I right now live in $1,000 a month, 2-bedroom townhouse. It's older, but it's safe and it's clean. I could go and afford a $2,000 a month apartment, something nicer, more up to date. Not interested. I'm far from where I want to be. When I get there, I'll get there. But I'm not going to go out here. And I mean, I drive an old ass 20-year-old truck. So whenever I hear things like this, like for one, her nails are done. Look at her jacket. Look at her glasses. Either she prettied herself up. There's nothing wrong with that. She's a cute girl. She deserves to be pretty. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you can't jump on the internet and complain about how hard you're working when you're obviously living way above your means. I can't see out the window behind her, but it does look to be up high. So she's definitely a 3rd, 4th, 5th floor apartment. You're living above your means. You're paying $3,000 a month, working 3 jobs, yada, yada, yada. Dump the shit. Stop trying to impress people. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. The more you want, the more you'll have to do. But me and this dude right here share a mentality. Let me see.
Someone want to tell me when hustle culture became a fucking bad thing? Why it's a bad thing to want to grind towards the fucking dream life you've always wanted to achieve? When it became a bad thing to work day in and day out, regardless of how you're feeling, so your dreams can actually become a reality? Anybody want to tell me when that became a weird thing, a bad thing? It makes no fucking sense to me. It's like all these bitch-made motherfuckers want to paint hustling as a bad thing so they can feel good due to their lack of effort on a daily basis. Don't get it twisted. Hustling towards your dreams is not a fucking bad thing. It means you care. It means you have purpose. It means that you want something better for you and your fucking family. And if anybody tells you differently, all they're doing is trying to make you feel bad so they feel better about their mediocre fucking life. Someone want...
Agreed. But you have to decide what you're hustling for. What am I hustling towards? What am I doing here? What am I chasing? And how much is enough? How much do I want? How much do I need? Am I hustling hard as hell so me and the family could buy a new house? Well, let me put you up on some game first before I just send you down a rabbit hole. Don't go buying a single family home as your first home, guys. Go buy you a 4-plex. If you've saved up 20, 30 grand, you got a good job, you're married, whatever your situation is, go buy you a duplex or a 4-plex or try something. Buy you a plex. Let that be your first home. Live in one of the apartments, live on one of the sides, have somebody else rent out the other side to cover mortgage, go do it again. Start your rental portfolio if that's what you're going to do. Start it that way. Everybody doesn't want to be a landlord. I get it, but everybody wants to invest. Everybody wants to have money. That's one way to do it. Don't buy a single family home and live in it. A home is not an investment. It is a liability. I don't care what anybody on the internet tells you. Yes, I mean, yeah, you can build equity and all this good stuff. Yes, I understand that. But at the end of the day, if you take everything you have just to buy a home, then the roof has a problem. The air conditioner goes out. Plumbing, whatever it is, you're not going to have enough money to fix the problems. And then that house is going to turn into a piece of shit, or you're going to fall behind and then the city's going to come and take it. Guys, a home is not an investment. And the only way I'd buy a single family home is if it was forever. Like, this is it. This is where I'm going to be. This is where I'm going to live. I don't want to go anywhere else. This is it for me. That's the only way I would buy a single family home. Outside of that, though, I agree with this guy about hustle culture. I believe with him, agree with him. There is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to wake up every day and grind it out. I like it. I've been that way since I was a kid. I've been a hustler, a grinder. I'm going to get out there and get it. I used to pick up cans and scrap metal. Used to try and pull up railroad ties just to take them to the scrap yard and get more money. I used to fill soda cans full of dirt and rocks so they'd weigh more. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, guys, most of y'all don't know nothing about stuff like that because you've grown up in this technological world. That's all you see is all this technology and all this bullshit. But you have no idea about walking the railroad tracks, 9 years old, trying to pick up cans and scrap metal up from the trains that fell off, things like that. You have no idea about stuff like that. And I would do things like that to try to get a few bucks. I would clean gutters when I was a kid. Always had a side job. Always had these little jobs that I would do. I would clean gutters. I would cut grass. I used to hang people's Christmas lights as a kid. How many of you kids out there, 12 years old, 13 years old, have ever drug a ladder down the road and hung Christmas lights for people? How many of y'all even could grab the ladder and drag it down the road? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that I did as a kid to get there. Guys, I would have already been to where I'm trying to go had I have picked better partners in my life. And when I realized that, like, there's nothing wrong with me, but when I realized that, hey, a lot of my downfall was due to the women that I've allowed in my life, I cut them out. When you cut out the negativity and the bitching and complaining and the setbacks and all that shit that women bring into your life, it's easier. You develop clarity and it's easier to see which direction you're trying to go. Once I realized that all the downfalls and things ultimately is my fault because I allowed them in my life, but when I realized that it was caused by other people, cut them out. They're gone. They're gone. And as I look back on the women that I used to date, as I look back on times like that, I see a lot of failure in them. I've leveled up, I've moved forward, and I've seen to where they failed. I'm looking at them, multiple children, multiple different men, relationships, failure, everything. Some of them are strung out on drugs, heavy alcoholics, don't have anything. I'm looking at them now, 20 years later, and I'm like, damn, I dodged a bullet. Excessively overweight. One lady I used to date, man, I dated her. She back in the day, she was like fluctuated between 180, 220, and always in the gym. Always, she had that old softball, volleyball body. Always in the gym, always working out. She was stacked, ass and titties, stacked. And now, man, every bit over 300 pounds. She's up in 330s, 350s now. Not what she used to be. Like that video of Pinky, those pictures of Pinky. Yeah, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Pinky's thick as hell back in the day when you wanted her versus when she wants you kind of thing. Now it's all fat and funky. Nah. So when I realize things like that, when I see things like that, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And speaking of that, if you ever want to have an idea of what your wife or girlfriend's going to look like when she's old, look at the mother. Look at the mother. Especially if the genes are strong and she already kind of looks like the mother, look at the mother. That's a heavy indicator of what she's going to look like in 20 years when you wake up. Look at the freaking mother. But other than that, man, hey, listen. Decide what you want and how much of it you want. How much of it you want. How hard are you willing to go for it? What are you willing to tolerate for it? And go get it. Go get it. If 65 grand a year is all you need and you want to live in a camper, then by all means, enjoy it. Enjoy your freaking life. Don't worry about what other people have to say or think. But if you want to get out here and get after it and chase brand new cars and businesses and opportunities, get it. But you can't be lazy. You can't be whimsical in your mind and sit there with this fairy tale dreams of being a lazy person. Like, you know what? I'm going to do this. But then you sleep in late and you get drunk all night and you smoke a bunch of weed. You can't be that type of person. You got to get out there and get after it. Just what you got to do. Other than that, though, man, I'm going to leave it there and let you guys have it. Like I always say, you guys know I'll beat the shit out of a dead horse till it walks again. You guys have a great freaking day. Have a happy and safe 4th of July. Take care, all right?